Welcome back. The SGX Nifty is suggesting a flat start, so picking up individual stocks is going to be the way to go, and our entire research team is standing by to prepare you for that. This is CNBC-TV18's list of top 10 stocks for the day, and Vivek is first up, and he's going to tell us about Macrotech. Vivek?
Well, good morning. That's right. So Macrotech Developers is the stock in focus. So now, given the fact that the promoters in the company actually at the end of the September quarter held over 75%, in fact, they held 82.2% stake in the company. And, in order to adhere to the minimum public shareholding norms of bringing the promoter shareholding to around 75%, the company has gone ahead and launched a QIP to raise over 3,500 crore rupees in the company. So the QIP floor price for this particular OFS is set at close to 1,022.75 rupees a share. And this particular OFS will help the promoters dilute up to 7.18% stake in the company, mainly to achieve the minimum public shareholding norms. Going with the green on this particular name, and this particular OFS will remove the overhang of further dilution of stake by the promoter entities.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that. Well, Nimesh joins in as well to run us through what he's tracking on Triveni Engineering. Nimesh?
Hi, Nigel. So there is going to be a large block in Triveni Engineering today. 1.7 crore shares, which is 7% of company's equity, will be sold by one of the promoter entities via block deal. The indicative price is between 280 to 285, which means a 3 to 4.5% discount to yesterday's closing price. So, that's the news. Now, the implication of this is very simple. This is going to be a clean-out trade from one of the promoter entities post the split between the two family businesses. So, if you remember, in September, Triveni Engineering sold 21% stake of Triveni Engineering sold 21% stake of Triveni Turbines. Of that, the Triveni Turbine promoters bought 10%. So, part of this whole restructuring and the declassification of the two promoters, this is a final leg where the promoter will sell 7% stake in Triveni Engineering today via block deal.
All right, Nimesh, thanks very much for that. Eicher Motors is the next one, which is in focus. Rima, tell us more.
Well, they're commencing operations at a new facility in Brazil. This would be Royal Enfield's third assembly unit in the America region and fourth across the world, which is outside of India. It will be operational with immediate effect. The Royal Enfield CEO says that Brazil has been a very strong market for Royal Enfield. It's soon poised to be the single largest market for Royal Enfield outside of India. They have seen a growth of more than 100% since 2019 in Brazil, ever since they started their operations. So they're betting on Brazil. The growth historically has been very strong, and now they've started a new operation, a new facility over there, which will help them cater to that Latin America market, Brazil in particular, where growth has been very strong. And the company is very bullish about this particular facility, which comes on stream from today. So that's the reason why we're watching Eicher Motors. But let's also track Gujarat Fluoro. What's the news there? Sonal is here. Sonal?
Good morning, Rima. Well, it's a positive news coming in for Gujarat Fluorochemicals because the company reported that they have received 623 crore rupees towards advances that they had provided to their group company, that is Inox Wind. And that is after adjusting for the wind power capacity that Inox Wind will be commissioning for Gujarat Fluorochemicals. Now, money received by the company will be used to pay down debt. And this has happened just after this week. We saw that Inox Green and Inox Wind, both of them repaid debt to the tune of 250 crore rupees. That is by Inox Green, and Inox Wind paid 161 crore rupees. This also meant that the guarantees that Gujarat Fluorochemicals had provided has come down to that level as well. So that's a positive. And company has been talking about the fact that by the end of FY23, that debt and guarantees towards the group company, they will be dissolved completely. So this is a step in the right direction, and that's the reason the stock should be in the green today.
All right, so now step in the right direction. Expect Gujarat Fluoro to move up in trade. Last 1 month, it's down close to around 15% or thereabouts after a big run that we saw prior to that. Well, Manisha is with us to tell us about crude oil prices, and obviously it's going to have an impact on ONGC. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, and thank you for that, Nigel. Well, we have seen another day of decline for crude, which is a fifth straight session now, by the way, and the prices are trading at the lowest in 11 months. We have seen weak manufacturing activity come in from US and Europe, and that continues to weigh onto the crude oil prices. And apart from that, the data that came in yesterday from US, while it does show the crude inventories declined by 5.2 million barrels per day, but there is an increase in inventories for gasoline, heating oil, and diesel as well. So that tells you that the demand is not so strong. So it's not just the crude trading at 11-month lows. You have gasoline prices trading at a 1-year lows, heating oil trading at a 3-month lows, and all the economic data and expectations of the next year. As of now, the crude oil prices could continue to trade under pressure.
Right, and prices certainly are going one way in one direction, which is lower. Absolutely no doubt about it. Thanks very much, Manisha, for that. We'll keep coming back to you. Important one. But more stocks with news flow. Surabhi is here with details. Surabhi, hi, morning.
Hi, thanks for that. I'm watching out for a couple of stocks today. The first one is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, where the RBI has approved the reappointment of Itira Davis as the Managing Director and the CEO for a further period of 2 years with effect from Jan 14, 2023. Next is Vatek Wabag, where the board has approved the appointment of Mr. Pankaj Malan as the Deputy Managing Director and the Group CEO. Next is Lumax, where the company will invest 175 crores for a new greenfield project in Pune. It is expected to be commissioned by Q2 of FY24, and the expected peak turnover from this project will be 600 crores. Hinduja Global, where the company has announced 2 M&A developments. The first is where the board has approved 100% stake acquisition in Techlink International. The cost of this acquisition is close to $59 million. The transaction is expected to close in the next 2 months. And second, it has signed a non-binding letter of intent to acquire Unova, which is a digital human resource management system. And lastly, HCL Tech, where the company is tied up with Intel and Mavenir to develop and deliver private 5G network solutions.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Surabhi. Well, here's a quick recap of all the top stocks with positive news flow. Macrotech Developers, Triveni Engineering, Eicher Motors, Gujarat Fluoro, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, Vatek Wabag, Lumax, Hinduja Global, and HCL Tech. While stocks with negative news flow is ONGC.
Well, we'll take a quick commercial break here. Up next, Prakash Devan will be with us. He's, of course, going to talk about stock sectors, and he'll be with us for some fundamental analysis. Stay with us. That conversation coming up.